everyone, Gaijin Goombah here, and what are you wearing?
It's officially Halloween, dude. I'm just getting my spoop on.
Okay, one, it's only the first week of October, and two, you're wearing a sugar skull. I wouldn't call Dia de los Muertos all that spoopy.
Alright then, Mr. Buzzkill, what do you call scary?
This? I don't think I have to tell anyone how freaking hard Cuphead is. The internet's already done a fine job at that. But I honestly didn't expect how off-the-wall insane some of these enemy designs are. Sentient, psychically enhanced carrots, a demonic moon, decapitated Medusas, an entire train full of undead spookables. Oh, but then you have to fight the devil himself in hell. I mean, geez, game. Difficult is one form of nightmare fuel, but this is just a freaking fever dream.
Well, to be fair, Studio MDHR pulled a lot of inspiration from animators like Fletcher Studios. Heck, the name of the game's location, Inkwell Isle, is likely a reference to Fletcher Studios' previous name of Inkwell Studios back when it was formed in 1921. Anywho, instead of focusing on slapstick madness like Warner Bros. Looney Tunes, Fletcher Studios focused on dark surrealism and more adult concepts in their cartoons, references of which you can plainly see in Cuphead. Gambling, alcohol, smoking, it's all there, yet taken to a rather extreme level. But the Fletcher brothers are also really well known for dabbling in topics of the occult and demons, such as Swing You Sinners in 1930 and Betty Boop Red Hot Mama in 1934. Demons and devils are everywhere in these cartoons, so I guess it's only natural for similar concepts to exist in Cuphead.
Sure, but what if I told you that Cuphead's devil was actually one of the most accurate representations in gaming?
The big-eyed, lanky, fur-covered casino owner. That's an accurate portrayal of the devil according to history and culture. Really?
Absolutely.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go sit over here while you try and explain this one. Also, spoilers?
Yep, spoilers. See, back the other day when I was streaming the game over on Twitch, finally having conquered that stupid devil fight, I started noticing a few things. Aside from the various magic attacks that get thrown at you, the devil takes on 3 different forms: a long snaky dragon, a bouncing bug, and a long-armed goat. To some people, these might seem like simple ways to incorporate platforming tactics, but in reality, all of these forms have very tight connections with history's depictions of the devil. First, let's start with the easy one, the goat form. Although a lot of people are aware of what it represents in modern day, the origins of the Baphomet are steeped in a lot of mystery. Originally, the concept of the Baphomet came from the French Knights Templar during the Crusades, where they were accused of going native and adopting practices of Islam. In 1307, King Philip IV of France had many of the French Templars who returned from the war arrested and tortured into confessing that they've been secretly worshipping an idol known as Baphomet, a perversion of the Prophet Muhammad. See, medieval Europe didn't recognize Islam as being a monotheistic religion, so it just assumed that Muslims followed rituals of what we would call the occult. This in turn got the attention of French occultist and socialist Eliphas Levi, who took the more obscure depiction of the Baphomet and turned it into a symbol of an equilibrium of opposites in 1854. Night and day, male and female, highs and lows, so on and so forth. Over time, the figure became more of a prominent representation of the devil as depicted in tarot cards and other traditional art, and eventually became the symbol for the Church of Satan. It's a simple reference in Cuphead, but one that has a great deal of history behind it.
Okay, well, what about the dragon form? The devil apparently shapeshifts into a large serpentine form with twin forked tongues and long pointed teeth, while his arms and ears take on the appearance of lizard-like wings.
That one might seem pretty elusive, but there's actually a passage in the biblical book of Revelation that connects Lucifer to that of a dragon. Chapter 2, verse 7 through 9. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth and his angels with him. Not only is the devil's form in Cuphead a dragon, it's a serpentine dragon. And just as the verse states, he was banished to earth with his fallen angels, and for crying out loud if they aren't the most annoying thing to duck around.
Alright, then how about the form he takes when he pulls off his head, which turns into a multi-eyed bug that flies and hops around the stage trying to crush you?
Well, unless you skipped out on middle school book reports, this should be easy. Belzebub. You know, Lord of the Flies. Though, to be fair, Belzebub's origin is a lot more dense than people realize, as he was actually derived from a Philistine god worshipped in Ekron. There's a few mentions in scripture of Pharisees accusing Jesus of using the power of Belzebub to heal people, but from what I could research, the majority of Belzebub's dark origins comes almost universally from a Jewish interpretation. Baal and the other various Philistine idols were equated to, well, poo in the eyes of the Hebrews, and the followers that flocked to worship them were like flies and insects drawn to excrement. Thus, the original name of Belzebub was perverted to Belzebub, or Lord of the Flies. As time went on, Belzebub actually became known as one of the Grand Princes of Hell and eventually became synonymous with the devil himself in the Christian New Testament.
Alright, well that takes care of Cuphead Devil's transformations, but you can't seriously tell me that the real true-to-life devil is a fur-covered claw-hand, claw-foot humanoid with 2 tongues and 2 long horns.
Actually, I totally can. In fact, this form of the devil in Cuphead is just about 1-to-1 with one of the oldest depictions of Satan in history. Say hello to the Codex Gigas. As the name suggests, it's the largest medieval book in the world, weighing over 165 pounds and almost a meter in length. Within it is the entirety of the Old and New Testaments. However, near the center of the book, there's a gigantic sprawling image of the devil on page 290. Look familiar to ya?
Wow. 2 long unbranching horns, clawed hands, clawed feet, basically naked, pointy teeth, 2 tongues. Well, this is unsettling.
Yeah, and it only gets worse, because after that image is a collection of spells and incantations, as well as a how-to guide for manipulating demons, exorcism or otherwise. It ain't called the Devil's Bible for nothing.
But who would write such a massive book highlighting the Christian Bible, then turn around and showcase things like spells and demons?
That is the most interesting connection of all. It's believed that the entirety of the Codex Gigas was written by just one monk.
What? That would take years!
10 years according to historians. However, under such pressure from the monastery to complete the book, it was rumored that the monk sold his soul to the devil himself in order to complete the book with the time that he was allotted. It's rumored by some that the massive portrait of the devil and the subsequent darker writings were all due to the devil's involvement with the book. And what's the entire premise of Cuphead?
Collecting debts from those who sold themselves to the devil.
Exactly. Both these devils not only look incredibly similar, but if the folklore proves true, they have the exact same motivations as well.
Dude, that's crazy.
I know, right? It's amazing how history has melded and continues to meld our perception of the mythic and the unknown. And with Halloween quickly approaching, I'm only further reminded how far these historic interpretations have come. But thanks for watching, everyone. Like I said before, I've got pretty regular streams now on twitch.tv/Gaijin Goombah every Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday at 7 PM US Central. So come by sometime and say hi. I also know that YouTube has been withholding video announcements from half of my viewer base since my move. So if you haven't gotten anything from me in a while, there's a big backlog of videos waiting for you. Otherwise, keep on watching, guys. It'll make sure that my videos end up in your notifications box. But until next time, everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.